At the launch of the Scorpio-N earlier this year, Mahindra and Mahindra made it very clear that the Scorpio, as we've always known it, is going nowhere at all. The Scorpio, though, has been rebadged now and it's called the Scorpio Classic, and it puts forth minor updates on the outside, some additions on the inside, and some tweaks to the mechanics. What is the Mahindra Scorpio Classic all about? You're watching HT Auto. I'm your host, Shubhadeep. Now at first or casual glance, it isn't very evident that this here is the Classic and not the Scorpio that's common on our roads here in India. But look closer and the visual updates make their presence known. Take the face for instance. The front grille is now bigger than the preceding model. The chrome slats now are also thicker than they've been ever on a Scorpio. The headlight units have been reworked slightly. The fog light design has also received a minor update, and the front bumper too now is slightly more prominent, completing a face that's always been very intimidating. The very familiar Scorpio hood scoop has been carried forward. Again, this is only cosmetic and visual, it doesn't solve any functional purpose. On the side, nothing much has changed in terms of dimensions, so the Scorpio Classic is as long and as tall as it has ever been. But the biggest highlight here are the design of the alloy wheels, which are absolutely brand new on the 17-inch wheels. I've always maintained that a car as big and dominant as the Scorpio deserves, at least as an option, an 18-inch wheel size. Now, exclusive to the Scorpio Classic now is an all-new side badge with the Scorpio logo on the front and side door. To the common person on the road, from the rear, this model still continues to be very familiar, very similar to the Scorpio we've always known. But to Scorpio fans, the changes would be very evident. Now remember, the vertical tail light oriented unit stretched out was stopped in the preceding model, but that has been brought back. So in the preceding model, you only had the tail light between here and here, but this one makes a comeback. There is some confirmation, visually speaking, that this here is the Classic. This is the top S11 variant, so you get a badge for that as well. And the new Twin Peaks logo is present here as well, apart from it being present on the front grille. Now open the door here and there is a whole lot of space for the third row passengers. The Scorpio Classic comes with multiple seat configuration options, so you get it in 7 as well as the 9-seat layout. This particular model has the 7-seat layout. But there's a whole lot more than just seating that's happening inside the Classic, so come, let me talk you through it. The big highlight in the cabin is literally big, rather bigger. The larger 9-inch infotainment screen continues to be placed lower on the flat dual-tone dashboard. While it still has a fair bit of glare, it is quite responsive to touch. The interface on the Android Part system though isn't quite upmarket, and I have honestly seen similar interface on local Chinese imported units on taxis. The resolution of the rear camera feed is also not that great, and there is no option to adjust the brightness. Moving forward though, the wood trim panel is an update, and there are plenty of anti-skid mats and a slot for mobile phone. The sole USB slot, however, is strangely hidden, and I would advise you to make use of the 12-volt socket instead. The fabric seats are soft and comfortable. The steering with mounted controls and the driver display have been carried forward, and unfortunately, so has the storage section on the front doors that don't fit anything beyond a microfiber cloth. There is also no grab handle on the A pillar for the front passenger. The rear doors though do get bottle holders, and the seats here are wide enough in bench format and also come with a central armrest. Leg space is rather limited and under-thigh support is just about adequate. But the ride height continues to be of enormous advantage for anyone, anywhere in the Scorpio Classic. But the SUV generally lacks charging points and could have done with tiny bits like ORVM indicators, and benefited big time from a better fit and finish. Our test unit in particular came with a missing switch for the front light. Fit and finish are important, But what's more important to many Scorpio buyers is a strong road presence. And on the move, the Scorpio Classic is as strong as ever. The second gen M-Hawk diesel unit is tweaked slightly for better fuel efficiency, but it still drives like a mean machine. The manual transmission is still raw by Mahindra's own new standards, while the steering may have been made slightly lighter, but only die-hard Mahindra fans would notice. The suspension remains the big bragging point of this vehicle. The Scorpio is still no Thar, but for a non-4x4 SUV, it is mighty capable of blunting broken, dusty road challenges. It sure won't make for a comfy experience, but on rural roads like these, the Scorpio Classic continues to get the job done. There's nothing radically new about the Scorpio Classic, and Mahindra perhaps is still banking on nostalgia to work in this SUV's favor as much as its intimidating looks. While the Classic name tag does make sense, I do wish the updates on the outside and the updates to the feature list were a bit more than they are. What do you make of the Mahindra Classic Scorpio? Let us know, and if you haven't checked out our review of the Scorpio-N, do that as well. In this episode though, that's all the time we have. Thank you for watching.